Hi, I'm Al Sutherland with your Mesonet Weather Report. Lots of storms this week with lots of storm damage. A graph of winds from the Mesonet site from Tuesday shows just how quickly straight-line winds can spike and then pass. The first spike in wind at Minco, a 48 miles per hour gust, came at 7:45 Tuesday night. 15 minutes earlier, the peak wind gust was 18 miles per hour. Later, in a 30-minute period Tuesday night between 9:40 and 10:10, Minco had a wind gust of 71 miles per hour, a drop back to 42 miles per hour, and then another gust with a peak wind speed of 85 miles per hour. By 10:40, the peak wind gust was down below 30 miles per hour. All this after a day when wind gusts stayed mostly below 20 miles per hour for Minco and started out less than 5 miles per hour at 9 in the morning. The warm days keep rolling in. Altus has already recorded 10 days when the air temperature has reached 100 or more. Hollis comes in a close second with 7 days at or over the century mark. It is surprising how high the average soil temperatures were on May 30th across Oklahoma. A map from midweek shows 3-day averages for bare soil at the 4-inch depth. Only 5 Mesonet sites had a 3-day average below 80 degrees. 3 sites had an average of 88 degrees: Clayton, Sulphur, and Ringling. Those are warm soil temperature averages for the end of May. Gary, how did we fare with the air temperatures this spring?
Thanks, Al. Well, we've reached the end of May, and that also means the end of climatological spring. So let's take a look back at both those periods and see how they stack up. Let's start with this average temperature map from the Oklahoma Mesonet. Remember, these temperatures are the highs and lows averaged together. We can see from about the mid-60s in the Panhandle to the mid-70s down in southwestern Oklahoma. That's fairly normal for that time of the year. Now for a statewide average, we had a temperature of 72.4 degrees Fahrenheit, around 4.5 degrees above normal, and that's probably going to end up about the 5th warmest May on record, so an extremely warm May. This graph of statewide average spring temperatures since 1895 shows where this spring stacks up. You start with the warmest March on record, the 10th warmest April, and the 5th warmest May, and you have the makings for a record warm spring. This spring, the statewide average temperature was about 65.1 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees above normal, and 2 degrees above the previous record spring of 62.9 degrees from 2006. So we didn't just break the record once again, we absolutely smashed it. Now this is nothing new to us, of course. Take a look at this graph of statewide average monthly temperatures versus normal since 2010, and you can see that 21 out of the last 26 months have actually finished above normal temperature-wise. Now that includes 3 months out of the last 11 that set all-time warmest records, and 2 seasons as well out of the last 4. That was of course last summer, and then again this spring. So there you have it. Another record heat mark falls for Oklahoma. Nothing new for us. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.